Hello everybody and welcome to episode 30 of Zack Plays Steins Gate. Last time we left off, we finally had somebody using their brain and thinking in this series. It was great. It was fantastic. And that was Karisu. And so with her help, from one of the times that we time-leaped, she kind of gave us some advice on what to do, and she told us to ask her to go back in time earlier and ask her for help after she completes the time leap machine. So now we are back in time, before the time leap machine is even done, before we have even announced that we're going to go public with it, which, as we know, that's one of the key factors that causes CERN to come after us right then, is because we announced that we're not going to do anything with the time leap machine. We are actually before any of that. We're about 20-ish, 30-ish minutes before the time leap machine is even done. So let's get into it, shall we? I actually checked my playtime of this game, and we are about 25 hours of playtime into the game. Where we are in the story, I believe, corresponds to around episode 12 or 13 of the anime, and there's 24 episodes in the anime. But, as I've talked about before, there are several endings to the game, so we could be extremely close to the ending if we have made a bunch of bad decisions and we end up getting one of the really early endings of the game, which if that happens, I mean, that's just where the series is going to end. It's not going to be like a thing where I replay the game and make different decisions and you guys see the true ending. That's not how this is going to work. This is just going to be my blind playthrough of the game, and whatever ending we get is the ending that we get. I might play through it on my own time, but it's not going to be something that I make videos on. So let's get into it, shall we? In about 15 minutes, Karisu will finish the time leap machine. All it needs are some final adjustments, so there's nothing for me to do but wait. As the pain in my brain subsides, I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Braun in which he introduced his fist to my skull. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, working on her costume. Daru is at his computer, collecting moe artwork from the internet. Karisu is in the development room, upgrading the time leap machine. I sit, motionless, as the minutes tick by. I would also just like to say, because I did receive a fairly lengthy, actually a very lengthy comment on the last episode, actually 2 episodes ago, because this is going to be going up after the I Love Karisu episode. So, 2 episodes ago, I got a fairly lengthy comment, saying that I should not play this game while I'm emotional, and it said a bunch of stuff, but that was one of the points, and I think that kind of defeats the purpose. I would have no character if I was just blandly reading through this, and if that's what you want, then you're watching the wrong person, because my entire channel is built around me, my personality, and that shines through on all my content, whether that is me playing a game that's, you know, crazy and I'm jumping and I'm getting scared, or if it's me literally just reading you a story. I'm going to voice my opinions, I'm going to show my emotions through. If you want just an unadulterated version of this game and you just want to experience the storyline, I encourage you all to just play the game yourself, because that's not what this series is going to be, and that's not what any of my series are really ever going to be. It's always going to be through my personal lens. That's how you're going to be experiencing this story. I sit motionless as the minutes tick by. Suddenly, the sound of the sewing machine stops. Oh, Kidding, can you come here? Mary shows me her costume. Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like flap. This was a while ago, so I don't remember exactly what we read and exactly, like, what we read last time. So I may not skip over all the stuff that happened before. But I do remember that a lot of this stuff happened before. Oh god. Daru's being, Daru. I follow Mayuri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves. It's all the same. Mary looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But then she smiles, brighter than the sun. I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember. Blah blah, it's the same. It's the same, blah blah blah. Kurisu finishes connecting the 2 cords she's holding. Complete. Alright, that's my cue. We're not experimenting. Huh? Crap, was that too soon? I just finished and you're already shutting it down? What I've been doing these past 3 days? What I have been doing these past 3 days. I guess she's just saying, like, you're already shutting down what I've been working on this hard for these past 3 days. And I don't really understand, because now nobody can make the argument that Okabe's in shock now, right? Because that's an argument that I heard, Okabe's in shock, yeah, whatever. So, nobody can make the argument that Okabe's in shock anymore. He's clearly calmed down, he's thinking rationally about things, he has come to terms with his situation and what he needs to do, right? He may not know exactly how he's going to stop Mayuri from dying, but he knows that that's what he's going to do. He knows that's his goal. So nobody can make the excuse that he's in shock, alright? That excuse is gone. I don't really understand why he's still saying that we're not experimenting. Because... I don't know. Maybe if he says we're not experimenting and then he doesn't say the part about how he's going to tell it to everybody, but Mocha said that one of the 3 reasons why they were attacking right then and there was due to the fact that we were coming out with the time leap machine. So hopefully he doesn't say that again, or else once again I will just be so annoyed with him because of how dumb he is. Time leaping presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully. That's an unusually respectable opinion coming from you. Problems? I thought it was done. I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home. Okay.
We're not going to have a party to celebrate?
We'll do that another day. Okay, alright, so far so good, right? He's handling this smart. He did not say that they are coming out to the public with it, so that's good. I'm still not sure if that means that Mocha's not gonna attack us, to be honest, because she's a dirty cunt. I managed to convince Daru and Mayuri to leave. I lend Mayuri my phone charger, since we use the same brand of phone. Kadisu tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back. Whoa! What? Are you upset? Yeah. Uh-oh. Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implications. I came from 5 hours in the future. No. Why is he still saying this stuff in the lab? Does he really not fully understand yet? Like, come on, man. He has to know, right? He has to have connected the dots to know that CERN can hear him and see him. Maybe not even see him. Maybe for sure hear him, at least. They can hear inside the lab. Like, what's he doing, guys? Nobody can make the shock argument now. What's he doing? Kadisu spears me with a piercing glare. Is that supposed to be funny? Her narrowed eyes make me believe that looks can kill. Don't glare at me like that. This isn't right. You're supposed to believe me. What made you think I believe something like that? You told me so 5 hours from now, okay? Don't be ridiculous. I would never make such a baseless projection. Tell her that she needs a spoon or whatever. I'd like to have a word with future Karisu. If this is how you're going to be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word. When I told you about my time leap, you said I took it as proof that my theories were right. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned the phone wave into a time leap machine. I don't talk like that. What the hell? Yes, you do! What you want most right now is your own fork. What? Kadisu's face suddenly turns red. You already have your own spoon, apparently. She said that? I'm gonna kill myself 5 hours from now. She appears genuinely shocked for some reason, but I'm pretty sure she believes in you now. By the way, even though the last video was titled I Love Kadisu, I don't actually love Kadisu, guys. Mayuri is still my favorite character by a mile, and I don't trust Kadisu, okay? I don't trust Kadisu, I don't trust well, I think it's pretty obvious I don't trust Mocha. I don't trust Lukaku even, or Ferris. The only people I trust are Mayuri and Suzuha. That's it. Daru's okay too, I trust Daru. She appears genuinely shocked for some reason, but I'm pretty sure she believes me now. It feels like someone peeked into my heart, and that someone is Okabe of all people. What does she think I'm going to do? But I think I believe you. Tell me the details. Can we do it outside of the lab? Maybe. Possibly. Please. I explain everything to Karisu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better, since this is my second time. I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem. There are 5 hours until Mayuri's death. We need to come up with a plan before then. Future me said that the chronology protection conjecture holds, but I don't think that's quite right. That conjecture says that, according to quantum theory, time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality. But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring. 2 of me don't exist at the same time, and I can't bring anything with me to the past. All that changes are the memories stored in my temporal lobe. So, at the very least, time leaping can't cause a grandfather paradox. So I was right. The universe itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make. If that's true, then time leaping can't save Mayuri. Nothing you do will change the result. I can't accept that, because that doesn't make sense, because you're alive right now. So that just... I wish he would remember that. I wish he would remember that, but I guess he hasn't, in his mind, drawn the connection between the first time he time leaped at the very, very beginning of the game and Kadisu was alive. But he did draw that connection because earlier in the series he said that that was a D-mail. He acknowledged that that was a D-mail. He said it was the same sensation he felt when everybody at Akihabara disappeared, which is when the first D-mail ever at the very beginning of the game, and it saved Kadisu. He acknowledged that that was a D-mail. So... I don't know. Maybe it's just skipping his mind now? I don't know. Neither can I. The world is trying to kill Mayuri as a scientist. I refuse to believe such nonsense. What about the many worlds interpretation? I just need to observe the world where Mayuri doesn't die. The many worlds interpretation, that might have something to do with how Mayuri's means of death keeps changing. But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different? Because of my Esper power, reading Signer. This is no time for your Chunebu nonsense. There's no other explanation. You've mentioned that reading Signer thing before. Were you actually serious? Why would I make something up like that? Our D-mail experiments proved that I can somehow perceive changes in the timeline when they occur. It's an ability only I seem to possess. I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that may not even exist. Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayuri doesn't die. Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do. Time leaping won't change the result, I just said that. Then what do we do? Calm down. Yeah, I agree. How can I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen Mayuri die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes again and again and again. And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness. Makes me want to lash out at everything within my reach. Getting emotional won't solve anything. Thank you, Karisu. Thank you. Karisu is me in this situation. Literally, whenever I live my life and people are like getting emotional and freaking out about stuff, that is always my line. I'm like, getting emotional isn't gonna help anything. I'm a very... And I think that's probably the reason that I really don't like Okabe. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I accidentally clicked. Here, what did it say? Oh, yeah, right. She said getting emotional won't solve anything. I think part of the reason that I just really can't be Okabe, I really just can't think of things from his perspective, or I'm limited in the ways that I see things from his perspective, is honestly because that's not how I function as a person. I function as a very logical, rational human being, even in times of extreme despair. I'm a very logical and rational person, and I practically never let my emotions get the better of me, and so that's why I can't really, like, I can't be Okabe. No matter how hard I try, I'm not Okabe. I can't fully be Okabe. So that's part of my issues, is that I'm just not a human being that is capable of empathizing with this specific person. That's it. That's all it is. So yeah, that's what it is. I'm Kurisu in this story. If anything, like, I'm not getting into the Okabe character because I'm actually Kurisu. This is gonna be some Okami ga kill shit, where it's actually, like, the side character who's the main character for me. And in this case, yeah, I'm confirmed I'm Kurisu. This is like second-person storytelling, where really it's from the perspective of Okabe, but I'm identifying with Kurisu more than anything. You're only calm because you weren't there. True, I don't know what happens 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe. Kurisu pats my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her. Sorry. She's right, getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like causality itself is broken. Maybe Kiryu shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious. For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine, or because CERN discovered our hacking. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's a Life is Strange kind of thing. You have to go back to the very beginning and change everything. You have to go all the way back and decide to not make a time machine. It's the only way. But then you have to think about the larger repercussions. If you don't create a time machine, sure, Mayuri lives, but you are allowing a dystopian future to emerge with CERN with having a monopoly on time travel and being able to control everybody. You have to decide. It's that sort of one life versus the many sort of thing. And I have always said this. I am somebody who is for the many. Even in this situation, where I love Mayuri, she's my favorite character, I am still for, if we have to continue on in order to stop talking is difficult. If we have to continue on without Mayuri in order to stop a dystopian future from occurring, I will accept the fact that Mayuri has to die. She has to die for that future. However, the reason I'm getting upset about it, and the reason that I'm saying, oh my god, I'm gonna stop the game, is if they don't fully explain that in the sense of why Kurisu can live, but Mayuri can't. If they fully explain the fact that Mayuri dying is necessary to inspire Okabe to fight against CERN with all of his will in the honor of the memory that is Mayuri, that makes sense, and I'm fine with that. And that would be, you know, a strong narrative. I could get behind that. I'd still be upset, obviously, because I love Mayuri, but I could get behind that. It's this sort of purgatory situation we're in where we don't have that sort of information. So right now, I'm just going on the fact that Mayuri is dead, but Kurisu, and she seems to stay dead, but Kurisu could come back. So you see, the reason I'm freaking out, the reason that I'm getting angry about it, is because we lack the information that's necessary for me to form a full opinion. So I am only reacting to the information that we have now. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, then sorry, I probably just confused you guys. It made sense to me. So there's that. If that's the cause, then it doesn't really matter how she dies. Causality remains intact. Can that theory explain why Ney pushed her in front of a train? Oh, right. Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that and you deny all of physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death. So if we figure out what it is, then maybe we can save her. Not necessarily. What do you mean? The problem is when the causal event occurred. If it happened too far in the past, then there's nothing we can do. But I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I? No, it's still theoretical, but I believe that one leap with our machine has a maximum range of 48 hours. Are you shitting me? This was a little bit important to say, I don't know, a while ago? This was only very, very important? Alright, so here's what you do. You go back 48 hours, you go back 2 days. No, I guess it doesn't work. I was gonna say you go back 48 hours, you quickly build a time leap machine. You go back 48 hours, you quickly build a time leap machine, but I think that would have, I think it would take over 48 hours to build a time leap machine, so I don't think you'd get anywhere. 48 hours? I can only go back 2 days. Why didn't you tell me that before? Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember? Well, that's true. Future you didn't say anything about it either. Oh, so that's what you mean. Maybe she didn't have the chance. So how come I can only leap 48 hours? I don't know, even if I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing. Or even I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing, I think is what she said. But you can do consecutive leaps, that is, as long as the time leap machine exists. Or that's what I was saying. For example, if the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now. Of course, it would take a total of 1,825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible. Okay, that's what I said. Alright. Alright, Kadizu, once again proving that she is me in this situation. Then, what's the problem? Weren't you listening? I said as long as the time leap machine exists. God, Okapi's so dumb, guys. He's honestly so dumb. When was the machine completed? Ah, that's right, I'm an idiot. Exactly, an hour ago. August 13th, 2010, 2 o'clock p.m., or thereabouts. It didn't exist before then. It's impossible to use the machine before 2 p.m. today. So, what you're saying is, counts 48 hours back. I can't go back further than 2 p.m. on the 11th? Karisu nods, her expression grave. Most likely. Can't you improve it? Okay, so I get it. That's why Mayuri has to die. I get it, because it was a situation where, well, fuck it. Let's just go back to D-mails then. Screw the time leap machine. Let's go back to D-mails. Huh? Huh? Start sending fucking D-mails. Just destroy everything. Cause everything to change, but who cares? I mean, we would save Mayuri, wouldn't we? Eventually. After sending enough of them, we would save her. Probably. Possibly. Can't you improve it? Eventually, maybe, but certainly not now. I need a real laboratory with real equipment. It would be expensive, which means we need sponsors. And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN would crush us. I'd say that's proven by the fact that neither you nor I have leapt here from the far future yet. So, basically, we can't do anything? Even with the time leap machine, we can't stop CERN from killing Mayuri 5 hours from now? Oh shit, what was that? At that moment, I hear a sound from outside the window. Oh, it's probably Suzuha's bike, right? Let's go talk to Suzuha. Let's go say, hey, by the way, you're John Titor, right? Let's use your physical time machine, the one that actually lets us go back to the past, because you're John Titor from the future. Let's use your physical time machine, hopefully it still works, and go back and say Mayuri. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Shabading, shabadoom. Nailed it. At that moment, I already read that. What? Is it Mocha? Did she overhear us? I dash it to the window and look down at the street. It's Suzuha. Her bicycle has fallen over and she's scurrying to pick it up. Our eyes meet. Huh? Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. It looks like she's whispering something, but I can't make it out from here. Oh, was she listening the whole time? Hey! I call out to Suzuha, but she leaps on her bike and zips away. She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Mocha was a spy. Could Suzuha be the same? Nah, dude, she's on her side. It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Suzuha has exhibited suspicious behavior, though not as much as Mocha has. She's openly hostile towards Karisu, and she was able to take down CERN's hit squad single-handedly. By the way, in case people are like, why don't you trust Karisu? That's why. The fact that somebody from the future doesn't trust Karisu means I don't trust Karisu, kids. I may like Karisu. I may identify with her character. but I don't trust her. From Okabe's point of view, I would not trust her. She may be fine now, but it seems like she's going evil later down the line. I wonder if this missing father of hers really exists. Could he be the John Titor who's been posting on the internet? What is the meaning of the name Beryl Titor? Instinct tells me that she knows something. I dash out to the lab. Hey, where are you going? I know I don't have much of a chance of catching her on foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. According to my memories of the future, Suzuha is supposed to remain at the Brontu workshop until 6:30 this evening. But when she overheard me talking to Karisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. This has to mean something. Well, yeah. She's freaking out. Because she knows that they know. Suzuha's already out of sight, but when she left, she was headed for Chuodori. She's probably freaking out because she's like, oh shit, Cern's on to me. I wonder if her phone's on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word, just an email saying bye. I searched the town, but I couldn't find her, so I sent a D-mail that changed her past in order to make her stay. I'm pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened on that timeline? Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? Her time machine. Duh. I search up and down Chuodori, but find no trace of Suzuha on her bike, or her bike. I have to be careful, there could already be rounders here in Akiba. I comb the area around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her because, so I thought, she might be close by. Oh wait, I lost sight of her here before, so I thought she might be close by. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Makes a lot more sense, actually. Maybe I should corner her on my next time leap. Press her for answers before she can escape. I better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone's looking up at the sky. No, not the sky, the satellite embedded in the roof of Radio Kagan. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks, it's practically a landmark now. What, is that her time machine? But everyone looks at it like they're seeing it for the first time, so I turn around and look up too. What? The lights on the satellite are blinking. Oh shit, is that her time machine? Didn't we call at the beginning that this thing was actually a time machine and not a satellite? I kind of feel like I called this, but I don't remember specifically. I feel like I said something about it though. Is someone inside? Who? Suzuha? Or could it be Mocha? The satellite has remained silent through all of my previous time loops. What has changed? Obviously the fact that Suzuha overheard my conversation with Karisu. Previously I lost sight of her at the station, in other words, right next to Radio Kagan. Suzuha must be up there. And remember, then we got the text saying that the satellite disappeared because she time traveled. What? Confirmed. That's her time machine. Confirmed. She's John Titor. Everyone's staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Mocha. I summon my courage and crawl through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suzuha's bike laying on the floor. So it is her! What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I checked online, no satellites fell out of orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It's impossible for one to land in such perfect condition. So what is it then? A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? No. There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Suzuha does something. The elevator and escalator aren't operating, so I bound up the stairs 2 at a time. Maybe that'll be a thumbnail? Maybe not. Who knows? My lungs gasp as my legs burn, but I force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite, lodged in Radio Kagan's roof. I notice wires holding it in place. The police must have done that so it wouldn't fall. There's a hatch open from the side, on the side of the machine. I see someone moving inside. Suzuha! The person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite. Oh, I can give her serious voice now because Mocha is in here. Maybe that'll be thumbnail. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is this giving away too much? Probably not. We all expected this, right? Okabe Rentaro. Suzuha turns to me with a sad expression. Behind her, I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simple without the switches and buttons you'd expect. Instead, there's a black box inside of a desktop PC. Rating's hard, guys. I haven't made one of these videos in a while. Then numbers on the screen. 2010, 08, 13, and below that, 1975, 08, 13. Suzuha reaches out to press a button. Ow! Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back, her fingertips burn. What are you doing? It's not working. You don't know how to use that thing? She doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag. It's not working. Those sparks had to be from an electrical short. My eyes are burning from the smoke. Answer me, Amani Suzuha. I swallow hard, then ask the question. This is a time machine, isn't it? Are you a time traveler? With her head hung low, Suzuha nods. I'm John Titor. John Titor. Wow. Alright, let's add it to the list. How many things is that I've been right about now? Yeah, a lot. I think that's the answer. Quite a bit, kids. I'm so surprised. There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building on the side facing away from the station. Suzuha has calmed down a bit, so I start pressing her for answers. What do you mean you're John Titor?
Exactly what it sounds like. I'm the John Titor who's been posting on our channel.
I thought he was a guy. Suzuha smiles humorlessly.
I fooled you? Guess my camouflage worked then.
Who are you hiding from?
CERN.
Those stories you posted, were they...
True, mostly, a few exceptions.
It's those exceptions that bother me. So, you came from 2036, and that satellite, that's your time machine.
I was hoping you wouldn't find out, but my time machine went and broke on me. I really screwed up, huh?
I thought Titor's time machine was loaded on a Chevy.
Chevy? That's a car, right? Where'd you hear that?
The Titor in 2000 said so.
2000? That might be me on a different world line. At least, I haven't been to 2000. I came straight from here from 2036.
So was someone else. It's true that Titor never posted in 2000, not on the current world line. It doesn't matter, I can worry about that later. What do you know? I press Suzuha for answers, trapping her between me and the wall so she can't escape. Whoa! You overheard my conversation with Kadisu, right? Why'd you run to the time machine? What were you trying to do?
I thought it was my fault.
What?
Because I neglected my mission, CERN was able to put their plan in motion. Is it true?
Suzuha suddenly grabs my shoulders.
Is it true that CERN killed Shina Mayuri?
It's true. I time leaped from 5 hours in the future.
Time leap. So you guys completed your time machine.
I need answers. What do you mean it's your fault? Suzuha bites her lip and looks away.
I'll tell you everything. I think you need to know you and Miki's Kadisu.
Kadisu? Why Kadisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Suzuha talk. We should head back to the lab. Wow, we're gonna finally get answers. But first, I offer Suzuha my handkerchief. She looks at me for a second, then takes it and ties it around her burnt hand.
Thanks.
See, she's a good guy. I trust Suzuha. She should probably see a doctor about her hand, but there's no time for that. Mayuri's death is approaching. I just hope she's not in too much pain. I wrap a towel around her hand to keep people from around us from staring. Welcome back, Okani! Oh, Suzu-san's with you too! When we get to the lab, Mayuri and Daru are there for some reason. I thought I sent them home. Mayuri gives me a ditzy answer when I ask them. I really thought we should celebrate the birth of the Super Fun Wave Chan. So Daru and I went shopping. I should have known she wouldn't stay away. Kadisu looks as worried as I am. She leans close and whispers in my ear. What should we do? Make absolutely sure Mayuri doesn't find out. Kadisu nods slightly.
What are you guys whispering about?
How many times do I have to say it? No party. Come on, Okani, that's no fun. It's not about fun. I glance at Suzuha. She still looks depressed. Suzu-san, are you feeling okay? Suzuha, Christina, and I have important matters to discuss. That's why I asked you to leave for the day. Mayushi wants to hear too.
I think he's serious.
But Suzu-san looks sad. Mayoshi's worried.
Sorry.
Suzuha hangs her head and bites her lip. I know she feels responsible for Mayuri's death. But how is she related? That's what I'm here to find out.
I want Shina Mayuri and Hoshina Ataru to stay. This concerns them too.
If Suzuha says so, then I have no objections. But I quietly pull her aside and remind her not to tell them about Mayuri's impending death. I'm gonna drop a save, because even though I don't feel like there's decisions coming up, you never know. I don't know if there's like outright decisions in this game, or they are all just based on what phone calls you answer and what text messages you reply to. I don't know how that works. It would be great if there was just actual decisions in the game, instead of like a weird sort of like roundabout decision making sense, where I just don't like the fact that you don't know what's going to happen from your choices. That's what I don't like. Which I know. It's realistic, Zack. Yeah, whatever, dude. I've said it a million times. I don't like my video games realistic. It reminds me of Katawa Shouju, where by making decisions that you totally, like, you have no idea what effect is. If you decide, alright, I'm gonna get healthy, right? I'm gonna go running. You have no idea when you make that decision that is gonna cause you to, you know, become friends and possibly become in a relationship with Emmy, who's a runner. You know, that doesn't really cross your brain at all when you're making those decisions. It's sort of that, but in this game, it's not fun like that, because it's sad, because people can die. So it's not like Katawa showed you, where I actually like that system. I like to know what my decisions are going to do in these kinds of games, because then I feel real bad when I didn't respond to any of Ferris's texts, and it turns out that that's how you save Mayuri, by being friends with Ferris. Wouldn't that be a big fuck you to me? That would be actually very depressing. Then I quickly explained Suzuha's true identity, that she posted on that channel as John Title, that the satellite is really a time machine, that she came from the year 2036.
A girl from the future? That's awesome. Can I shake your hand?
We're not playing around here, Daru.
What year were you born?
2017.
Hey, she was born this year. Happy birthday.
That's in 7 years. You haven't been born yet, but you're here, huh?
There's no time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Alright, Suzuha, let's hear it.
Well, the gist is what I posted on at channel. I came from the future, the year 2036. In my time, the world is a dystopia ruled by CERN. There's no war, no conflict, but no freedom either.
Dystopia?
A society where every activity is controlled by the government. In a dystopia, you're not allowed to eat bananas unless today's banana eating day. If you break that rule, they throw you in jail without a trial.
That's terrible. Mayushi loves bananas.
Forget about the bananas. Mayuri's about to forget about everything in like an hour when she gets fucking iced. I'm sorry. Should I not make jokes about Mayuri dying? Listen, guys, this is how I handle depression, alright? I make jokes about sensitive topics so I can cope.
I'm part of the resistance, fighting to free humanity from CERN's control. I came to the past to change my present. From your point of view, I guess I should say the future, to change the future.
Change the future? She doesn't sound like she's joking.
What about finding your father? Was that a lie?
Suzuha doesn't answer. Does that mean it was a lie?
CERN is a research institution. They don't have political power. I explained that to John Titor several times online.
Online? Wait, don't tell me. You're Curie Gohan and Kamehameha? No! No! That's something I never saw coming. Whoa, that's the first plot twist in this game that's actually surprised me. What? No! Remember when we were reading all of the Reddit posts and we're like, this Curie Gohan guy's such a dick. Kanisu turns red and looks away. Oh my god! Remember when I said I hated that dude? When he was such a dick? Wow, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. Kanisu is literally that person. She's the person who's like, once you say something, you just see them like push up their glasses and they're like, actually? Which honestly, I do that a lot as well, so I can't. I'm just saying, a lot of people don't like those people. I'm one of those people. I'm sorry, I am. I can't help it.
Taitor came forward, so it's only fair that I do too.
In that case, I'll come clean too. I was posting under my true name, Huing Q. They both.
I know.
Ah, you harmonize.
Suzuha frowns. She must not like having anything in common with Karisu. She clears her throat and continues.
CERN is still a research institution in 2036. The world is actually ruled by CERN's secret backers, the Committee of 300.
The Committee of 300, they're real? That name was in CERN's top secret documents.
When CERN successfully completed their time machine, they became the sole entity with power over the fourth dimension, time. In just 2 years, they remade the world to serve their purpose.
Just 2 years? But that's only in objective time. I bet CERN's time travelers spent many decades leaping back and forth across history, building the foundations of CERN's rule. That fiber optic line that they have that connects our building with CERN, that was their doing, because they're like, yep, these people are gonna do a lot of great work on time machines. They're gonna make it possible for us to make time machines because we're gonna steal their work. So that's why we're giving them all the tools they need in order to make this, because we will not be able to figure it out. Shit, man, it all makes sense. I mean, we already kind of figured that quite a while ago when we found the CERN fiber optic line, but still, I mean, it's all piecing together. All these things that were separate pieces are becoming part of the puzzle. And since we're figuring out all of this at this point in the game, only about halfway through, if you get the true ending, it makes me feel like, well, where the hell did we go from here? You know? Like, what are we supposed to do from here? That's what's interesting to me, but who knows? Maybe we'll get an ending in, like, the next episode, or this episode, who knows?
That brings us to you, Marquise Karisu.
Suzuha glares at Karisu.
In 2036, you're apotheosized as the mother of the time machine.
Apotheosize?
In Japanese, please.
Apotheosized, as in revered, respected.
She keeps using unusual vocabulary, and maybe that's normal vocabulary in 2036.
Respected, huh? I am?
In 2010, you pioneered time leap technology. Afterwards, you contribute to the development of CERN's time machine. That's what I know about Marquise Karisu.
Is that why she treats Karisu like an enemy? Oh, so when they kidnap Karisu, Karisu's just like, sweet, this is awesome, I get to work for CERN now. Then I must be the father of the time machine, right?
Okami Rintaro is a terrorist in 2036. You're pretty infamous.
What? Seriously? I'm a terrorist in the future?
I helped CERN build their time machine? I don't believe it. CERN experiments on people against their will. They're a disgrace to scientists everywhere. I would never collaborate with them.
But that's how it is in the future.
How did the future me explain herself?
We've never met. By 2036, you're already dead. Sorry.
Well, that's just great. I don't even make it to 50?
In my time, there are two kinds of people. Those who live extremely long lives, and those who die young under suspicious circumstances. People who act against CERN are erased.
They erased me?
Suzuha looks into Karisu's eyes. For once, she's not glaring at Karisu.
Maybe you are being used by CERN too. Maybe they took your parents hostage and forced you to work on their time machine.
No. Does that mean Mama's in danger?
Karisu's mother is in America. It's not terribly difficult to imagine CERN kidnapping her while Karisu is away. After all, I watched Mocha kill Mayuri in cold blood, and like 40 other people kill Mayuri. Rounders.
What's that?
CERN's private army, or something like that. Suzuha nods.
On paper, they're an independent technology research firm. In reality, they do the dirty work for CERN all over the world.
According to Mocha, they have two chief duties. First, to acquire IBM 5100s, the only computer that can access CERN's secret database. Second, to find promising scientists in the field of time travel and force them to cooperate with CERN or eliminate them if they'll not.
So, they already exist. I thought they might. In my time, they're our #1 enemy.
The dirty work? Does that mean like kidnappings and assassinations?
Suzuha looks at me with a question in her eyes. I shake my head.
In my time, yes, but I don't think they've reached that level this time yet.
Daru is visibly relieved.
Amani-san, you said that most of what you posted as John Titor was true, right?
Right.
Does that mean you know how the universe works? You claim that the Everett Wheeler model, the many worlds interpretation, is correct.
That was a lie. Camouflage so that CERN wouldn't target me. If I mix one lie into the truth, then the bad apple spoils the barrel.
So, you don't know.
I do. By 2036, scientists have successfully modeled the structure of the universe, and it's not the many worlds interpretation.
What? Really? Tell me.
Attractor fields.
Right. I told you by mail, didn't I?
What sort of model is that?
The universe is made up of world lines and attractor fields.
Suzuha walks over to Mayuri's sewing table and picks up a ball of red yarn. She holds one end of the yarn and drops the ball to the floor, then holds about a meter of yarn in front of her face.
The universe is like this piece of yarn. Countless possible world lines exist, side by side, branching out to infinity. From a distance, it looks like a single string, but when you look closer, the string is actually made up of individual threads woven together. At the end, those threads converge at a single point. The paths are different, but the destination is the same.
Isn't that determinism?
Close. This model is a little looser. You could say it cherry picks from the many worlds interpretation and the Copenhagen interpretation.
If the branches all lead to the same place, does that mean there's only one world in the end?
Exactly. The bundle of world lines that share a point of convergence is called an attractor field. There are many attractor fields. This string is attractor field alpha. The threads are alpha world lines.
Suzuha then cuts meter lengths of blue, yellow, and white yarn.
Blue is beta, yellow is gamma, and white is delta. Each is made up of countless beta world lines, gamma world lines, or delta world lines.
She twists the different colored strings together, then stretches them out as one fat, multicolored string.
Attractor fields are superpositioned like this. In each attractor field, the world lines converge on a different result. They don't interact. Each attractor field is independent of the others. Of course, they all diverge from a common point somewhere in the past, and they will all converge again at some point in the future. But that takes many hundreds of years. You can think of the attractor fields as very long world lines.
Can you compare it to an eroge? Eroge? I don't know how you say that. Teach me, oh erotic one.
There's no erotic one here.
No, she's right. It is like an eroge. No, he's right. It is like an eroge. Eroge, however you say it. Each heroine's route is an attractor field, and the small choices within are the individual world lines. But at the end, they all enter the true route for the grand ending.
The only difference is the length of the common parts. By the way, I choose the little sister's attractor field.
Whatever. You creeper.
You guys are hopeless. Better do something quick.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Just ignore them.
Let me get this straight. The reason I can't say Mayuri is that her death is the event upon which this attractor field converges. But that means the world really is killing Mayuri.
But then, isn't it impossible to change the future? It always converges in the end, right? No matter what you do, the result's the same.
That's right. That's why Mayuri dies no matter how many times I leap.
We have to escape attractor field alpha.
Escape?
In other words, we're going to jump to a world line in attractor field beta.
I thought attractor fields couldn't interact.
Attractor fields are normally separate, but if we go to the instant they diverge...
The instant they diverge... Oh, the instant they diverge, is that now?
I was taught that a major divergence occurs in 2010. This year, an earth-shattering event causes divergence at the attractor field level. The last time such a divergence occurred was in the year 2000, and before that, in 1991.
What happened in those years?
Events that changed the face of the world.
Huh?
1991 was the collapse of the Soviet Union, right? But what happened in 2000? 2001 had the 9/11 attacks.
The year 2000 problem.
Y2K, but that was just hype. Nothing happened.
That's because the Alpha World Line represents a world where Y2K didn't occur.
So in other words, there are worlds where it did occur. I have no idea what Y2K is, guys. some people are gonna get really upset. Some people are gonna lose respect for me after I say this. But I really don't care about history. I've never been interested in history. I think that most of it is just useless information. I think that for the standard regular person, it doesn't help at all because people say, oh, if you don't learn you're doomed to repeat history if you don't know it or whatever. Just don't be a dick, Just don't be a dick, and then I feel like you won't have that issue. I don't need to know history to not be a dick. But yeah, so I know very little about history. I am not really interested in it at all, so sorry, kids. Plus, you gotta remember, I was only like 3 or 4 when Y2K, quote unquote, the year 2000, I was only like 3 or 4. Some of you guys weren't even born yet. Isn't that crazy? Oh, actually, a lot of you guys weren't even born yet. That's nuts. That's nuts. So in other words, I read that.
And that brings us to 2010.
Did something big happen this year?
What else could it be?
What? The creation of the time leap machine, right? Suzaha looks toward the development room.
What, the creation of humanity's first time machine?
Oh yeah! Wow!
One more question. Karisu keeps plowing ahead.
I guess that's what makes her a scientist.
These world lines aren't parallel worlds, are they?
No, ultimately, they're just possibilities that exist simultaneously.
Then how do you observe the differences between world lines? Wouldn't you need a god's eye view to do that?
Normally, however...
Suzaha looks at me. Don't tell me. Reading Steiner?
Is that what you call it? Okabe Rotaro, you have the power to observe changes across world lines, correct?
Yeah.
That's the key. Your power is the key to freeing the world from CERN's rule. You have the power of a god.
Oh shit, boy, I just got fucking chills. I got chills so hard. Anybody else get chills? Oh shit, that was fucking sweet. That's right, you got the power of a god, Okabe. So start becoming a badass and stop being a little bitch, alright? You gotta become the man that you're meant to be. The infamous Huey and Kuma. My power.
If you escape Attractor Field Alpha and reach the Beta World line, then the result will change.
I feel a shiver of excitement. So there's hope? I can save Mayuri. Suzaha nods firmly. Then I must do it. I have no choice.
Wait a second.
Karisu, however, is not so enthusiastic.
How do we know this is all true? What if Amani-san is just making stuff up?
What? I'm not making stuff up.
Calm down, I'm not trying to pick a fight. But I still have questions. 1, how do you know about Okabe's power? 2, how did you know Okabe and I were in Akihabara in 2010? Don't you know a little too much for someone born in 2017?
She has a point. Everyone looks to Suzaha. I'm her dad. How crazy would that be if she's my daughter and I'm her dad? Oh my god, that would be nuts.
It was written in Dad's will.
His will?
What do you mean?
His will was what made me decide to time travel. My dad was one of the founding members of the Resistance. He hid from CERN and researched time travel on his own. He wanted to change the future, but CERN killed him.
Oh, so I guess I wasn't her dad. Or maybe I am, and she's just saying it in a really roundabout way. That would be crazy.
That's why I'm here, to fulfill his dream.
Don't me and Suzaha have the same color eyes? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it right now, everybody has weird colored eyes, but I'm pretty sure Suzaha and I have the same colored eyes. Woo, 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 woo. How nuts would that be, dude? I hope it happens, so that can be another thing to add to the Zack was right list. Guys, I'm not actually this arrogant, okay? It's a running gag, okay? It's a running gag that like, wait. Zack is always right. It's a running gag, okay? Don't think that I'm actually like this stuck up of a dick. I'm not. It's just a gag, okay? Jeez. Nobody get upset. Alright. I can just see it now.
Oh my god, this guy's so annoying. He always says that he's right about everything.
It's a gag, guys. It's a joke. Please. Please. Humor. Please.
I'm sorry. Suzuha doesn't look at Karisu. She still seems to have a grudge against her. Karisu would never actively cooperate with CERN, I know that. But I just can't say it in front of Suzuha. For some reason, Suzuha really does see Karisu as responsible for the problems of the future. But if that's the case, why doesn't Suzuha just kill Karisu? Wouldn't that change the future too? Oh, tell me he's gonna have like a what moment where he realizes. Maybe she can't. World lines converge. No matter how hard I struggle, Mayuri dies. Similarly, it may be impossible for Suzuha to kill Karisu, no matter how much she may want to. Suzuha clears her throat as if to change the subject. What? You're not even gonna draw the connection?
Actually, by 2010, the time machine created here accelerates CERN's own time machine research. We'll have to stop that from happening in order to guide history to a new direction.
Stop it? How?
CERN already knows about us. That's clear from Mocha's attack.
Dad believed that the ultimate cause was the very first email you sent with your time machine.
An email? It wasn't because they caught us hacking?
Like I said, no one can catch my hacking.
Which email are you talking about? The one that saved you?
I know. Wasn't it the email Okarin said that Christian died?
Right, the email I sent Daru right after Dr. Nakabaki's conference. Oh, that. Back then, we hadn't yet realized that the phone wave was a time machine.
CERN probably intercepted that email and realized what it meant.
They were already onto us back then? Come to think of it, the first time I met Mocha was the day after I sent that email.
We really jumped in the deep end, huh?
Mayushi's good at the breaststroke.
Alright then, do a sexy underwater pose.
But how did they intercept our email? Hundreds of millions of emails are sent around the world each day.
CERN uses the Echelon network to connect communications pertaining to time travel research worldwide.
What is this? According to conspiracy theorists, oh great, we're giving them some validation. Echelon is an advanced signal interception system based in the United States and operated by the National, NSA, of course. Good old NSA. However, American authorities have never publicly admitted to Echelon's existence, and no proof that it exists has ever been found. Participating countries allegedly include the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, but not France. As an ally of the United States, Japan can allow the construction of domestic reading is hard. Echelon? Who knows? I already forgot how I've been saying this whole time because I can't really hear myself. Stations in exchange for access to the intercepted data. The elephant cage antenna array located at Misawa Air Base in Aomori, Japan, is rumored to be one such station. These stations are said to intercept, collect, and analyze a wide range of signals, including private cell phone transmissions. Of course, NSA, listening to us always. Thanks for watching, everybody. I tried not to have a ton of tangents, but I did have a ton of tangents anyway, and you know what? That's just how this series goes, guys. Lots of tangents. It's just how the cookie crumbles. We're getting answers finally, and it looks like we may be able to save Mayuri. It's looking like we may be able to save her, but we're gonna have to do some crazy shit in order to save her. And you know what? That's fine, because I will literally do anything. I will let anybody die. Even myself, also known as Karisu, I will let Karisu die if it means that Mayuri lives. I will let Okabe die if it means Mayuri lives. I don't care, dude. I don't care. I really don't. Assuming that we even get that option and we don't get an ending in like the next episode that's like, oh, by the way, here's the Suzuha ending. Ta-da! You'll lose. Whatever. If that happens, it happens. It sucks, sure, but I'm sure you guys can just watch the anime if you want to know how the story plays out, or you play the game yourself, or look up a YouTube video, and I'm sure they have like all the endings on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. This was a fairly long episode, but I just want to get through this game. So have a good one, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye!